This is the second screencast for how to deal with the files inside Moodle. So if you haven't viewed the first screencast, you'll want to before you view this one. We're beginning already in the files section, which can be found in the administration block on your left hand side. There's a few more features inside this setting that I wanted to point out on how to utilize them. One is the aspect of considering the size. Inside here it gives you the amount of space that the file you've uploaded is taking. And the reason why this is important is because you want to remember that back in our settings, or when you do your course settings, that you've set that limit to what can be uploaded. Now if you left it at the 100 megabytes, and that's the max, but once you reach that threshold, Moodle won't let you bring or upload more information. So you have to keep that in mind. Most people, it will never be an issue, but just in case, if you're getting rather large files, like I ran into an issue with it when I was doing many of the video files, they were too large, and so I had to be careful and aware of that. The other aspect is you can see where it was last modified, which is a nice feature. It gives you date and time, so you can keep track. And then also over here is the ability to rename the file. Like for instance, I have the one here that says File Icon JPEG, which is a picture. So if I click Rename, I can just easily go through. Let me scoot you over just a bit and pick a simpler name. Okay, or whatever name I choose. I'm not going to do that, so I'm going to cancel. So that's pretty simple, but remember the names need to make sure that it won't break any links or confuse the students, so keep that in mind. Let's scroll down. A few other little functions down here at the bottom. Scoot this over to the right just a bit. This select all button, if I click it, notice now all the green check marks appear in boxes. That's if you're wanting to work with an entire group. Say you've uploaded all of week 1 material. You could hit select all, create a folder, move it all at one time. So you don't have to move individual folders at a time. So that's a nice feature to make the process a little easier. By deselect all, it takes the green check marks away. You notice that the green check marks are no longer there. Let's pull this drop down menu again. Okay, I've gone through move to another folder. There is this option here to delete completely. To do that, you would need to check the box next to the file you want to delete completely, and use multiple boxes at one time. Okay, I'm just going to leave that one because I know what I'm going to do. Go to the drop down menu, delete completely. So if you've made a mistake or you have some old stuff in there that you don't want anymore, and Moodle will prompt you to make sure it's even. Are you absolutely sure? It's kind of like this emphasis, like, make sure you know what you're doing, kind of feel to it. I'm going to click yes. And notice that when we go back, it's been removed. Okay. Another feature that Moodle has, and this is something I want to show you because there's a two-part to it. Moodle will allow you to create a zip file. It'll also allow you to upload a zip file and then unzip it. So that's a nice function, and it's particularly helpful when you're saving and backing up your course, and then when you get your course again, because you have that saved zip file of it, to be able to import that. So this is a function I want to make sure that we're aware of. So we're going to go back down. Let me move you over to the left a little bit. Back down to this drop down menu. We're going to go down to where it says create zip archive. Now before I do that, I need to have elements checked that I want to drop to the zip archive. Okay, so let's pick these videos. I've checked those 4. Now I'm going to scroll down, create zip archive in the drop down menu. Now the screen is going to refresh, and it's going to show you're about to create a zip file containing and give you the documents. Okay, I'm going to title it old videos, and then I'm going to go click Create Zip Archive. And if we scroll down, screen after it refreshes, we come down, you see this little icon represents a zip file, and there it is, old video zip. Now there's something else I want to show you over here. Let's move the screen over. Is that notice because this is a zip file, it gives you a couple choices. One is to unzip, one is to list, and one is to restore. If I wanted to restore this information, I could click restore and it would allow me to bring it back. If I wanted to unzip this and open it up so that I could maneuver it or save it in other places, I would click unzip and it would show me the items that are in there and allow me to unzip it. And so that will be when you go through the process of backing up and restoring your course, this is something we'll revisit, but that's something that will be helpful and useful for larger files and protecting your files. It's worth noting now that you want to make sure that, and I've said this before, but it's worth re-emphasizing periodically, you want to make sure that as you're working through your course, not only in the creation process, but during the course that you save it, whether it's once a week, every other day, you want to make sure that you're saving it and creating a zip file of it, which is another screencast to show you how to back up your course, is the best way to do it. And that way, just in case if anything were to happen, you have accurate records and documentation.